Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I just have a project share and tutorial for these witches brooms that I've made. Now I know there are a lot of tutorials on YouTube making these, but I first made these for my very first Halloween swap, which was a couple of years ago, and I made them out of crepe paper. I will insert a picture here to show you what they look like. I love the way that they looked, but I wasn't super happy with the floppiness of them because, you know, crepe paper is not super stable. So I've been racking my brain trying to figure out how to make it, or how to give it a little bit more stability. So I came across these lollipop sticks at Dollarama. You get 40 in a pack, and there are 3 colors. And as soon as I saw these, I knew that I wanted to revamp the witches brooms that I made previously. So like I said, I really love the way that crepe paper looks, but not super happy with the instability of them. So what I decided to do was back them on some cardstock. So I still have the look of the crepe paper, but the stability of cardstock. So I thought I'd share that with you guys today. So these are the ones that I've made. Here are a couple that I've simply decorated just to show you what it can look like. So I've made 2 kinds. I've made this one here, which has the straight top. And then I thought to myself, well, brooms are generally straw just kind of bundled up together and held together with some twine or something. So I made one where it kind of frays on top, so it looks a little bit more realistic, if you will. So it's just a matter of preference, which one you prefer. I think I prefer the frayed one just because it looks a little bit more like a real broom, but completely up to you. So move these aside. So you'll need obviously some crepe paper and some cardstock. I'm just doing it out of black paper today. And I don't know, I say this is about 10 inches probably. So I'm just going to put this. So the first thing you want to do is glue the crepe paper to the cardstock. Now I like to use Mod Podge for this, just because you get a nice layer that's not super goopy, I guess. Because, you know, crepe paper is very thin, so you can kind of see any sort of bubbles or any sort of globs of glue, depending on the kind of glue that you use. So I like Mod Podge when it comes to these kind of projects, just so I can get this light or this thin layer. Okay, so now I'm going to take the cardstock and I'm going to just lay it on top of take the crepe paper, excuse me, and lay it on top of the cardstock. And it doesn't have to be perfect. And because it is crepe paper, I kind of like to just smush it down instead of going this way because it has the tendency to tear. So this way I can get a good adhesion. And of course with Mod Podge, I can always put on a light layer on top. Just gotta be careful not to do it too much because otherwise it's gonna lift. Okay, that's good enough. So set that aside to dry. Okay, so now that it's dry, I'm going to first cut off the excess because I clearly did not do a very good job of. Okay, so I'm going to fold it in half because you only need half of one to make one broom. So I'll make one of each, one with the straight top and one with the frayed top. So now I'm going to cut the slits, and I'm gonna go pretty much to the middle of the crepe paper. So nothing special, just cut the slits. You know, I have some shredding scissors from Dollarama I got a couple of years ago, and this will make, or those will make this job so much easier, but I don't know where they are. Okay, so you got the bottom fringe. So right now I'll make the straight top. So now I'm gonna take one of the lollipop sticks, and since I have a purple already split in half here, I'll use that one. And then I'll move this aside. I'll take my glue gun. Actually, first I'm going to measure. Make sure that it's the right length. It's slightly too long, so I'm going to just chop off the bottom here. They're super easy to cut. You just have to kind of work it a little bit. Here you go. Okay. So I don't care what it looks like because this is going to be on the inside. So take your glue gun. My glue gun is starting to break. And then I'm just going to put that right before the fringe starts. And I can just, like that. Now, just gonna get a bead of glue. Kind of halfway. And then take that stick and roll. And just roll and roll. And then another bead of glue. Down the rest of the way. And then just roll. And once you get to the end, just put a bead of glue on the end. I'm not sure if I'm framed, sorry. And then just glue it shut, essentially. So you have the start of the witch's broom. So now I'm just going to take some twine, and this metallic twine I got from Dollarama. I'm just going to stick it in the middle, and I'm going to knot it first and just pull it taut, and then while hanging on to one end, wrap, and then while hanging on to that end, wrap the other one until you meet up in the middle, and then I'll just do a double knot. And I'm not sure if I'm in frame. You can also use glue to secure this if you like. I prefer the knot because I tend to get too much glue on my projects, and I'd rather not deal with hot glue sticking out. So now I'm just going to trim the ends. I'm just gonna leave that actually. Okay, and then the last thing to do is just kind of flap it out, flare it out, so you have the shape of a broom. Super simple. And then I put on a little crystal on the top. So I lay it down on its back essentially. So instead of having to pick this up and trying to put the glue on, I put the glue on the stick itself. And then just go upside down and essentially pick up the jemmy. And I'm going to get rid of this excess glue. And there you go. So that's the straight top. So now I'll show you how I did the fray top. It's essentially the same concept. It's just one extra step. So I'm going to again cut the slits. And as you can see, I am very haphazardly cutting this. Like, I'm not measuring it. I'm just kind of going as I see it. I try not to cut too thick of a chunks just because I like them. I like more fringe. So if you cut skinnier pieces, then you'll have more fringe. Okay, so that's the bottom. And then I would do another snip on this side, except I'm not going to go as far up as the first cuts. Otherwise, you're just going to end up cutting it in half, which I have done. Okay, so you can see here these ones are longer and these ones are shorter. So now I will grab my other lollipop stick, and I have an orange one here, which I will use. Okay, and then figure out which side is my top. Okay, and I'm just going to use, again, to measure, and cut off slightly more. Okay, so same as the other one, I'm just going to put a bead of glue on the stick itself, and then just glue that on top. I'll just measure that. Yeah, looks about right. So instead of putting the glue on top, this time I'm going to put it in the middle. I'm just going to go about halfway, and then same thing as I did last time, just roll. And then my glue gun's breaking down. It's not catching the glue stick anymore. Okay, then roll again. And then when you get to the end, just put a bead of glue on the edge so that you can seal it up. Okay. So with the orange one, I went with the kind of black and copper colored twine. And same thing, I'm just going to lay it in the middle and then I guess I could do a double knot here too, so I can have everything taut and secure. So I'll try that. Okay, work with me. All right, and then yeah, that might make it easier actually. Then I don't have to hold on to it too badly. So, and then just use that and to tie around and then do another double knot. And I'll just snip off the excess. And then again, just flatten it or flare it out so you get the shape, and then do the same on top, so then you get that flare on top as well. And so it looks, I don't know, to me it looks more realistic, like a real broom. So that's it. Those are the, oh, I forgot to put on the little crystal. So again, put the crystal on its back. Put a tiny bead of glue on the stick. And then essentially pick up this crystal with the end of the stick. See, I'm horrible with hot glue. I just use too much of it. It gets everywhere. Okay. So that's it. So here are the two that we made today. So you can see the difference between the straight top and the flare top. And again, here are a couple that I just decorated simply. So that is it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. These come together really, really quickly. Each lollipop stick gives you 2 brooms. I don't know if I mentioned that, so mentioning it right now. So you get a lot in that 40 pack. Of course, if you don't have these lollipop sticks, you can use anything. Natural colored sticks would be really nice as well. And of course, you can change the color of the crepe paper. You can change the cardstock. I just like the look of the crepe paper on top of the cardstock. So that's it. Again, thank you so much for watching, and as usual, please stay safe, please stay healthy, and until my next video, have an awesome day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.